Welcome back to episode 11 of how to create a 2D Minecraft style game in C Sharp. Alright, so we're in the double digits now, and in the last episode, we had a single player menu that we could use to see the different levels that we had in our saves file, right? But there's a bit of a problem that we have. We can't make any new levels, and we can't delete any levels. So I actually want to quickly add a button for deleting a level. Let's do that first. Let's get the size of this button. So int size equals raylib measure text file 64, right? And we're going to do if text button, and we're going to do delete raylib get render width divided by 2 plus size 100 plus 80 times I. Sorry, times I 64, and we're going to make this color dot red. And let's test this out. Let's go to single player. We have my world, and we have the delete button next to it to the right. So if the delete button is pressed, Nulu file dot delete, or sorry, directory dot delete actually, and we will do saves I in that box and true for recursive, comma true, and then we will do break. We are also going to go here, copy this from the beginning, and paste that there. So now if we go here, if we click delete for my world, the world is gone. Now that leaves us with a bit of a problem. How do we make another world? All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to first make a new folder. We're going to call this folder tools, and we're going to make a new file, and we're going to make a textbox.cs. All right, we're going to do public class text box, and we're going to do a public string text, and that's going to be equal to quotes that have nothing in them. We're also going to do a public int x, public int y, and a public int font underscore size, and that's going to be a default of 64, and a public int width, and the width is going to be, by default, we're going to say that's going to be 250. We're going to go down here and make a constructor of public text box with an int x and int y. And we're going to go this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y. We're also going to do a public bool typing equals false. All right, so now what we can do is this. We're going to make a public void update double delta and a public void render double delta. And then in the render, we are going to have raylib.render, or sorry, not render, draw text x, y, font underscore size, color dot white. And before this, we're going to do there size equals raylib dot measure text comma font underscore size. That's going to get the size of the text. We're going to draw a background here for the text box. So we're going to do a raylib draw rectangle at x minus 5, y minus 5, width plus 10, font size plus 10, color dot gray. Or let's do double click that and dark gray. So now let's go into the menu state. We're just going to do it here just for a second, just to give it a little bit of a test. We're going to do a... Or actually, you know what? Let's not do it in the menu state. Let's go ahead and make a new game state called world creation state.cs. Public class world creation state.cs. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Curly brackets. We also don't want to forget the 2 dots and the game state. Let's hover our mouse over here. Quick fix implement class. And another quick fix generate constructor. Let's control X on those lines to get rid of them. And we will do a public text box world underscore name. We'll do world name equals new text box. And we're just going to put it at 0, 0 for now. We're going to go to our single player state. We're going to copy this, go into world creation state, paste this, and then let's quick fix using raylib. We're going to do back to world select. Right? And then we're going to do a new single player state. And right here, these spots that say the pages right here, we're going to actually change this to a ×4 here, and then select all that, shift and click, or you can drag your mouse to select it. We're going to do new world, color green. This is going to be ×3, and this is going to bring us to a new world creation state. Now we can click here, single player, new world, and currently nothing is actually rendering. So what we need to do, we need to do world underscore name. This is in the world creation state file, dot render delta and world name dot update delta. Go here, click new world. We've got our little text box right here. Let's go and put the world name width equals 500 world, and then that's going to be up there, and then right here dot x equals raylib render width divided by 2 minus world name dot width divided by 2 world name dot y equals raylib dot get render height divided by 2. Now let's play it. Full screen, single player, new world, and it's right in the middle. There we go. So now, let's go back into the text box. We're going to add a public double text underscore timer equals 0. And then if typing equals true, if text timer is less than 2, text timer equals text timer plus delta. And then we're going to do, let's select this, Control X, if typing equals false, curly brackets, and Control V here, and then else, curly brackets, if text timer is less than 1, curly brackets, draw text, text plus, and another quotes, and this line right here, else, Control V to paste, draw text like that. Then we're going to do if, something I almost forgot. We need to add a reference to the game here in the function parameters. And in the world creation state for the update, add a comma and put game. So now we're going to make a var mouse equals raylib dot mouse position. There it is. And enter, parentheses with the semicolon, and then we are going to cut this size actually, and paste that size there. If mouse.x is greater than x, and mouse.y is greater than y, and mouse.x is less than x plus size, and mouse.y is less than y plus font size. If game is mouse button, and this is going to come in handy now, we're going to do mouse button dot left. All right. Now we're going to do typing equals true. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's drag this outside of here. Let's tab. There we go. And select this, Control X, Control V. Let's make that look nice. We're going to move the typing equals true in here, else typing equals false. Now we can press the play. Single player, new world. And let's click in here. Nothing's happening. Let's run a quick test. Hmm. I'm just typing this quickly to debug. See if... Let's see. 525, 291. Oh! There we go. Sorry. I was getting this size. I was wrong about that. That is X plus. This has to be X plus width. It's got a single player, new world. And let's make this a bit bigger. Click here. And there we go. You saw that appear for a second. Because what we need to do is if text timer is less than 2, else text timer equals 0. Now we've got our little typing box here. We can see that appears here, but we can't really type anything just yet. So, what we need to do, if typing is true, let's go keyboard key A. We're going to look at this. A is 65. You can see A is 65 and Z is 90, right? So we can go from 65 to 90. And we can loop through that with a for loop. So what we can do is this, for var key equals keyboard key dot A, semicolon, key is less than keyboard key dot Z. And we're going to do less than and equals, actually. Key equals key plus 1. Because those keys are numbers, you can loop through from A to Z. If game is key just down key, then what we can do is text equals text plus, and we're going to do a parentheses, empty quotes, plus key dot lower, to lower, semicolon. That's going to give us the lowercase key. And we're going to do key dot to string here, actually. Oh, wait, we could do key dot to string dot to lower. Text equals text plus key dot to string dot to lower. Right? So, single player, new world. Now, we can type here. What if we wanted to do a backspace, though? Right? We can't do a backspace just yet, so let's do a backspace. If game dot is key just down keyboard key dot backspace, like that, curly brackets after that, text equals text dot substring text, and we will do 0, and the length is text.length minus 1, and we will do another if text.length is greater than 0. Select this and move it into here. And now we can type in these A's and press backspace and go back. And if we wanted to add a space, if game dot is key just down keyboard key dot space text equals text plus, we'll do the quotes and press space to create a space there. And then we can also go into here, if game dot is key just down keyboard key, or sorry, not is just down, key down is key down dot left shift, and then we'll do an else. We will do Control V to paste that back in there, paste this in here, and we can remove the to lower. And we are going to add an or here as well. Game is key down keyboard key dot right shift. Now we can type in lowercase a and an uppercase A. So now what we're going to do, we're going to make it so that you can't type outside of this box. So we're going to add a if statement up here. So we're going to type if text, or sorry, if size is greater than width, then we can do text equals text dot substring 0 to text dot length minus 1. And now if we press the run button again and we start typing, you're going to see that you can't type outside of the end of the text box. It'll just erase the thing that you type. So now the next thing we're going to be doing after this is we are going to be making it so that you can type in numbers. So if we go down here and you highlight the for loop here and you paste it again, we can change the A and the Z from an A to a Z to a 1 and a 0. Or actually, we need to change it to 0 to 9, because if you look at this here, the 0 is 48, the 9 is 57. So if we want to be able to type in the numbers, we change the first one to 0 and the last one to 9. And then after that, we can go and get rid of this part here and change it to text equals text plus, and we cast it to a char and key. And then after we do that, if you press the run button again, you will be able to type numbers into here. So you can type letters and numbers. And so now that we are able to type in letters and numbers into the world creation state, we need to go back into our world creation state file out of the text box, and we're going to change world name.text to be equal to world name, add a semicolon after that. And then right here above the back to world select button, we're going to create a button that says create world. We're going to change the color to green and change minus 64 times 2 to minus 64 times 3. And then it's going to open a world state with the game and the name of the world, which is going to be world name.text. And then we also want to check to see if the text is empty. So we're going to do if world name.text is greater than 0, then we can do that. Else, if it is equal to 0, we're going to just set the color to red and make it so that you can't click on it. And so now, let's press that run button. And what you will see is that when we go to single player and we create a new world, you can change the world name here, and if you erase the whole thing, the create world button will turn red. You can't click on it. But if you type in a world name, for example, my new world, click create world. All right, so there is a bit of a crash here. Let's see what this crash says. Could not find part of the path. 2D Minecraft tutorial, my new world. Chunks, -2, -2 dot chunk. All right. So let's fix that bug. We are going to go into the chunk class and let's see. All right. So we're going to, in the save here, we're going to create something called the chunk path, right? Because if the path for the chunk folder doesn't exist, then we're not going to actually be able to save into that folder. So if directory.exists chunk path equals false, then directory.create directory chunk path. And now let's run it again and click on my new world, open it, and the world is here. We can run around in the world, we can place blocks, and you can just run around and edit things, make a couple of changes to the world, and then let's try to make some parkour here. Yep. Now let's close it. And let's open the game back up again. Go into single player and click on my new world, and the changes that you have made will be there. Oh, every time you exit the world and you go back in, it should still be there. And if we create a new world, let's call it my world 2, we've now got a different world file. Save that, reopen it, and now we've got my new world and world name 2, and both of those are different save files. So now you have your main menu, you've got a world creation screen, you have different worlds that you can open and close. So now you're starting to have a bit of a game here. But aside from that, that is going to be it for this current episode of the 2D Minecraft in C# tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.